Welcome to the Master Shinobi podcast. I'm excited about being here for the new updated version of the Master Shinobi podcast. I am Firehawk, and I welcome you to the show. And I'm looking forward to what we have today. We have three in my asshole stories. And we have two very, very good anime discussions coming up that I think are really, really good, and hope everybody can get involved and tell me what they think of some of the things that we have here. And as always, I would like to make sure that you know that we have Rogue Energy. You can hit the link in my bio, or you can go to rogueenergy.com and use promo code Firehawk. It is the most delicious gaming fuel on the market. And when you have two flavors, the strawberry banana, it tastes like strawberry banana, not just banana or not just strawberry, which obviously banana usually is an overpowering flavor. So most of the time when you have strawberry banana, all you can taste is banana. No, that's not the case here. And I get so tired of most of these gaming fuels when you get the powder that you get the chunky, chalky stuff in your mouth. That doesn't happen with gaming fuel. It almost dissolves instantly when it hits the water. It is they say they're the most delicious on the market. They are the most delicious on the market, and I hope that you will order some today. And you can save 10% each and every time you order with promo code Firehawk or using our link in our bio. Thank you. Appreciate all of that. Now let's dive in to our first Am I the Asshole story? Okay. So we're going to dive into our first one. And the first one is, am I the asshole for being embarrassed of my girlfriend's cosplay? Okay. I, 25-year-old male, and my girlfriend, 24-year-old female, had a double I don't know what how to say this medical word. I'm very bad with medical words. I'm sorry. I think it's masterectomy or something like that. 6 years ago, because she had breast cancer. So this is where they removed the breast, okay? Because she had breast cancer. Thankfully, she made a full recovery. Unlike a lot of women, she didn't have reconstructive surgery. This was before I met her. I am a big anime nerd, and last weekend I invited her to a small anime con with me. She's seen a few episodes of my favorite show, but she's not into anime. She does like cosplay, and because she works seasonally as a special effects artist at a haunted house near us. So when I asked her to go to the con with me, she asked if she could cosplay. And I said sure. She got very excited and said I was going to love her costume. So I admitted I thought she was going to do something sexy for me. I'm not liking that. Like, oh, automatically. Okay. Well, not exactly. The day of the convention comes, and she shows up at my house cosplaying Dabi from My Hero Academia. Which, for all of you that don't know My Hero Academia, Dabi is a male character. Just so we're clear, he is a male character, so she's cosplaying as a male character. Specifically, a look he has later in the manga. It's a long white coat over white pants, no shirt. Her entire chest was exposed, and she obviously spent hours applying burn makeup. She has short hair that she dyes consistently. This time, she bleached it white and dyed a few red streaks. I wasn't expecting her to show up without a shirt. Her burn scar makeup only covered half of her chest. So you could clearly see her surgical scar. It wasn't a very attractive costume. Oh my gosh, man. Like, I'm sorry. Like, this, you're making this all about you. Like, I twice already, before I even finished reading this, you've made it about you twice. I thought she'd be doing something sexy. And then, this isn't very attractive. Like, you have issues, man. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I didn't want to stop there, but it definitely bugged me. Especially since it wasn't a very attractive costume, especially since she's gone all out with the scars and made them look raised and kind of realistic. We went on the con, and while a lot of people came up and took pictures with her, I noticed several others looking at her chest. That evening, she said, I've been quiet all day. And I honestly told her I was a little embarrassed that she was flaunting her surgical scars like that. She got mad and said she was making the best of her situation. And said I was being insensitive. She's been distant ever since. I'm starting to feel guilty. Am I the asshole? Yes, you're a super fucking asshole. Because your girlfriend, who doesn't like anime, went out of her way to cosplay. She likes cosplaying. She went out to cosplay. She was excited about showing you her costume that she worked hours on. And yes, she's trying to make the best of her situation. She didn't want reconstructive surgery for whatever her reason is. She just wants to feel comfortable in her own skin. And she showed so much bravery. So much bravery. Do you know how hard it is to go outside somewhere and be comfortable in your own skin? I can tell you for sure. It's 100% hard for me. And for her to be in a bad situation, be a breast cancer survivor, and had both her breasts removed, and decided she didn't want to do reconstructive surgery. She was just going to accept and show off that she's a survivor. And flaunt, hey, you know what? I'm a survivor. I'm making the best out of the situation. And you, as some men do, quite a few, unfortunately, feel that because she doesn't have her breasts and things like that, and now she's dressing as a Duke character, it made you feel, let me say, probably like questioning your own sexuality, because now you're automatically like, whoa, I'm not attracted to dudes. You automatically have to make sure everybody knows in the room that you're not gay. So what if you are? Who cares? Like, I don't know what the big deal is so much on some of these things sometimes. People are like, oh, no, I'm a man's man. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're a dick. And that's what you are. You're an asshole. I hope she breaks up with you, because she put all this time and effort into it, and she was trying to have a good time, and she was letting people take pictures with her. That's how comfortable she felt. But you were quiet, and you were watching people and watching how they saw, and you automatically made assumptions. People were looking at her chest. You don't know what they're doing. They might just be looking at her costume and being like, you know what? She put a lot of work in it. And if they are looking at her chest, who cares? She's out here. I mean, I love her, man. I love her. She went out there and she was so brave, and she did so much for you. You don't deserve her. You don't deserve her, because she did so much for you, and you were like, well, my needs. I thought she would do something sexy for me. It's all about you, man. It's all about you. She was a champion. She did a cosplay, and for an anime character that she didn't even like anime, but she did it anyways. She probably did some research to find out what character she wanted to cosplay with. And she probably did some research for a while and tried to think, well, what character do I want to be? And she nailed down, I like this look. I think I can make something look good out of this look. Time and effort, and you don't even care. Let's see some of the comments down here. There is no update. I hope she dumped your ass by now. I hope she broke up with you by now. There's a lot of that. My girlfriend went through a life-threatening illness where she lost part of her body. That's very important to a lot of women and their femininity. But she's just not sexy for me anymore. Is she an asshole or am I? Yeah, you're the asshole. You're an asshole. I hope she broke up with you. Like, for sure. Like, you acting that way. Yeah, you're the asshole. First, her cosplay is not about your sexual gratification. She's your girlfriend, not a piece of jewelry for you to show off. Second, her body went through a lot, and however she presents herself is deeply personal. It is deeply tied to her sense of identity. I have no idea what this character looks like that she cosplayed, but she did say that she made the best of her situation. It's her fucking choice, dude, not yours. Yeah, you're the asshole. She literally did something for you. Spent hours of her day to look like someone from your anime. You both never agreed on her being sexy, so just that she would cosplay. Try to imagine how and why she chose the character that she did. Yeah, you're the asshole. And the costume sounds awesome. And even a lot of her body has been through, especially, at 24. She clearly took a cosplay seriously, and other people took pictures of her. You're the asshole. You're upset about her showing scars. The reason she's alive right now, I'm so proud and happy she learned to embrace them. It's hard to do that, let alone go through a life-threatening experience. And I bet she looked great. It's super cool the amount of effort she put in for you. That's not a huge fan of anime. She definitely cares about you and your interests. I don't think you deserve her at all. You're starting to feel guilty? For God's sake, I hope she left you already. You're the asshole, without a question. So many of these, if we keep going down, we're going to see you're the asshole, you're the asshole. The verdict is you're an asshole. Yeah, you're an asshole. You're a huge asshole. Your girlfriend went out of her way to do something for you. For an anime that she doesn't even like anime. But she took her time to cosplay as you. Oh my gosh. That would have been awesome. So, what an asshole. Alright, moving on. We're going to break away from the anime world, and we're going to read, am I the asshole for calling my girlfriend's K-pop obsession unhealthy? I'm a 24-year-old male, girlfriend, 24-year-old female. She is incredible. She's insanely hot, which that's superficial to say that, but that's fine. Probably the nicest person I know. We've been going out for just about a year and a half and get along great. My one gripe is that she's obsessed with K-pop. Don't get me wrong, I'm not shitting on it. I respect her music taste, and I even let her drag me to a concert a while back. It's definitely not my thing, but it makes her happy, so I don't really care. Recently, though, she seems to have gotten way more obsessed with this group, particularly one guy called Bang Chang, which is Stray Kids. If you don't know, that's who it is. He's the leader of Stray Kids, and I can get why she'd be obsessed with him. Most people are obsessed with him or Felix from Stray Kids, so those are the two people that I hear a lot from Stray Kids. But Yeah, I can definitely get it. I see you, girl. I got why you like him. I'm not an insecure man by any means, but she has been taking it too far. She changed her lock screen to him. She carries a photo of him around everywhere. She has like 10 of them, matching them to her outfits. She watches every live stream or video that has him in it. It's odd, but mostly harmless, so I haven't said anything about it. I mean, I have had celebrity crushes before, like Sydney Sweeney, which most people will like Sydney Sweeney now. Most guys would probably say that's someone that they're definitely into. So I know it's normal to an extent, but my girlfriend takes it too far. Recently, she spent hundreds of several copies of the same album because apparently it enters you into a prize draw to video call the group. I'm not really sure how it works, but she obviously didn't win and was inconsolable. Not even about her reckless spending, but because she can't talk to Bang Chang. She managed to resell them, so that wasn't a problem. But I think her obsession with him is a little concerning. Just today, a photo of him she ordered arrived in the mail. She started wooing over it, how cute he looked. At this point, I had enough. I told her that her obsession was getting unhealthy and she needed to realize he didn't actually give a shit about her and that she's falling for marketing. She got really huffy and said she knew that it was just for fun and I was being a dick for making fun of her interests. I honestly think I've been really patient with her and haven't said anything out of line. So am I the asshole here? You're not an asshole for how you feel. You are an asshole because you let it go too long. So the biggest thing in relationships is you have to communicate. You were feeling a certain type of way, and instead of saying to her, hey, babe, this is making me feel a certain type of way. I just want you to know how I feel. Can I tell you this and let you know? You let it go. You said, well, it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big a deal. And then what happens? Finally, you let it go, you let it go, you let it go. And it keeps bubbling on the surface. And then, finally, it's going to overflow. It's like a pot that you have with water on it. It's going to eventually boil and overflow. Okay? So you're going to have to let that out. Let it out. Tell her how you felt, how you feel. But no, you waited until you blew up. You got mad, you got upset, and you probably said some things that you didn't said it in a way that was not very nice. You probably came off, yes, very angry, very mean. And yes, you're probably being a dick. But is your concern valid? Yes. I know a lot of people that in relationships that get obsessed with Hollywood crushes, and to me, I don't care if someone has a Hollywood crush. Has some kind of celebrity crush. That's not a big deal. What I care about is if your obsession is like you have like shrines and pictures hanging up of these people all over your house, then it's probably a problem. I know people who've had that. I knew people that were obsessed with back in the day. Were obsessed with like Jessica Simpson. I knew a guy that I worked with back in the day that he was super obsessed with it, and I always was like, I couldn't date you. I couldn't be with you because that would bug me. That personally bugged me. I couldn't be with someone that was too obsessed where it was all over the house. And I even know married people that are that way. People that are obsessed with Taylor Swift and things like that. I think you have to show appreciation for the people that you're with and that you like them and that you love them and that you care about them and you want to be with them and no one else. And you need to make whoever you're with. It doesn't matter what role you're in. You're the guy or the girl, both people have to do the work to make each other feel special. But communication is key. Communicate. Don't let it build up. Don't let it be like, well, it's not really a big thing. Well, if you keep doing that, you're going to blow up like he did. So, and then you're going to get each other upset. So, obviously the verdict here is not an asshole, but there is an update. And so we'll see what he updates about his girlfriend's K-pop obsession. Hey everyone, thank you for all your replies. I read through everything, but obviously I can't respond to them all. It's been a lot to process. A lot of perspectives. I'm sorry. There's been a lot. Give me a lot of perspective. I'm glad I'm not the asshole in this situation, but honestly, I don't think that she's an asshole either. You might have gotten the wrong idea about her. She's not obsessed with Korean men or anything in general, just the K-pop groups, and she's not prioritizing watching live streams over our dates or anything. So he wants you to get he's defending his girlfriend. He's like, hey, all you guys in the comments that have been coming for her, no, knock it off. Like, basically, that's what he's saying. She doesn't, let's see, I blew things a little bit out of proportion, so I feel like I should clear some things up. She didn't carry around a picture in her hand or anything. It's on the back of her phone case. And in regards to the lottery raffle, she was inconsolable. In a literal sense, she was sad and mopey, which I thought was crazy. Sorry. Obviously, I'm not breaking up with her over something so small or fucking her with a mask on with Bang Chang. But I did talk to her about it, like some of you suggested. She reassured me that she was self-aware and it was all just a bit of fun. But said she understood how it might seem a bit concerning or uncomfortable to me. She has ADHD, so she does fixate on things. Her childhood was also pretty rough, so she likes doing things to make her inner child happy like this. She seems to recognize that her interest is childish, but doesn't want it to get in the way of us. So she promised to tone it down and be a bit more receptive to my own hobbies too. She has attended some of my gigs in the past and seems to enjoy the films we watch together. So this could be good for us both. I think it really clicked with her when I asked her how it would feel if the roles were reversed. And I was carrying around a picture of Sydney Sweeney. Even if she wasn't jealous of them, she would find it creepy, right? She doesn't want to give up the cards completely because they have excuse me, monetary value apparently. But she put them in a binder instead of on her phone case, which I think is much healthier. I really am glad she was so open and would like to thank you all for your help. So what did it come down to? Finally communicated. Finally talked to him. Pushed his point of view. Said, hey, what would you feel like? He's a good boy. He's still a good boyfriend because he's defending against all the comments of other people saying things bad about his girlfriend. He's like, hey, knock it off. Like, you see that care? But then what does it come down to? He finally communicated. He finally had a conversation and said, this is how I feel. She got to say how she felt. That sounds very healthy. They both related both their sides, and I think it seems like it was a very healthy conversation. Obviously, I wasn't there, so I don't know. But like I said, it seems, people can have can like things really a lot, but to me, like when you fixate on a person, especially it seems like a crush, you can make those that you're with uncomfortable, and you should always go out of your way to make sure that they feel special. Taking like listening to doing things with them, getting involved in their interests, and it seems like they both are doing that. He went to a concert and stuff like that. He's not into it, but I'm sure that he would go to concerts again with her, or buy her concert tickets. He's definitely not against that. So it seems like that a good ending to that. Yes, that we can definitely get obsessed and get carried away. And when you're in a relationship, you do have to watch for that, because you want to make sure that the person you're with feels valued. But communication is key. Definitely communicate. Don't let things boil over. Definitely communicate. All right, last Am I the Asshole story. Am I the asshole? My wife isn't allowing our son to cosplay as a character. Says this is a throwaway account. Our son, Jacob, 15-year-old male, is planning to go to a cosplay costume event thing. I don't know much about that. My wife, 41-year-old female, and I, 41-year-old male, weren't interested, especially my wife. She didn't like the idea of paying money for the costume, but she agreed in the end. Jacob showed us the costume he was planning to buy, and the character was a woman. Oh my gosh, the evils of this. My wife didn't like that and told him to choose something else. I wanted him to choose the one he likes, so I pointed out that the character has a sword. So it isn't a very feminine character. Later on, we will definitely find out that this character is pretty feminine. But we'll reveal that in the updates later on. But he said it's not very feminine, but correction, the character is pretty feminine when you find out, for all you anime fans. I know that this looks like a half-assed attempt to convince her, and yeah, she wasn't having it. After a while, he came and showed us another character, a different woman. My wife said, this one is better, but to choose another one. Jacob tried to explain that he liked these characters and wanted to tell us their stories, but truly we weren't interested. I told her that to let him cosplay whatever. Many guys cosplay and dress as female characters. It's fine. But she wasn't having it. She said she doesn't mind him choosing female characters in games, and that's it. I feel pathetic that we, at the age of 41, are arguing about a cosplay, anime cosplay. It is just a costume, clothes, fabric, and a bunch of threads. So I told her she should find something better to do than complaining about a costume. She wasn't happy with that. I don't think I'm the asshole here, am I? Oh yeah, I forgot they're edits. They're not updates. He has edits down here, 2 edits. And he does mention there are a couple responses to a couple of people's comments. But let's dive into this. Let's make it perfectly clear. Your wife isn't mad because he wants to cosplay. She's upset because it's a female character and he's male. And that goes against everything, right? Males cannot demonstrate anything of femininity, and we have these it's so evil because we think that this person might come out as, well, me, come out as trans. And they may. This may be the case, but that's not always the case. There are people out there that just love to cosplay, but they are not trans, and they're not coming out as trans. They just like cosplaying, and some of them like cosplaying as females. They like it. It's like an escape from reality for them, and to makes them feel a certain type of way. Maybe for a moment they feel, sexy or wanted. There's so many things that we can get out of these things that you know, I wish you guys would listen to why he likes these characters, and actually just listen to what he has to say. And yes, he might be LGBT. That is very much the case. I wanted to cosplay. I did pick female characters in games quite a bit, but for me, I tried to overcompensate a lot by picking a male character sometimes and trying to not let anybody know my favorite character is a female character. And so, there is that case. So it could turn into LGBT, but what I'm saying is that's not always the case. So we can't always assume that. But also, let's just be supportive of our child. Let's support them, because if they are LGBT and they come out, and you're not supportive of them now, it's probably going to be a while before they do come out. And yeah, obviously, let's face it is rough in this world right now for the LGBT community, especially in the United States. But let's just say that we should support those around us and care about them and want what's best for them, not to just push them into being something that they're not. I want you to be a male character. Maybe that's not what he wants, but maybe he is transgender and this is how he is trying to push himself, or maybe it's just what he just likes to cosplay. So we don't want to put labels on things that we don't know. We don't know if that's the case or not. So we have 2 edits and a couple comments from OP on the thing. But I do think that his wife is definitely an asshole and is what is wrong with society today. People are always thinking that we have to fit into some kind of box, and if we don't do this and we don't do that, then we're not what we're supposed to be. And so I don't think it makes him any less of a male if he dresses as a female. I know that, like I said, I know people that do drag queen stuff, and they're, you got RuPaul. Yes, he may be gay, but that has nothing to do with him being a drag queen. I mean, there are a lot of obviously people that are gay, so in drag queens, but there are people that are straight that do it. They just enjoy doing it. So let's not put someone in a box or call someone something. Let's just support them, and that way, if it is the case and they do come out, you can actually have a relationship with them. But at this point, he might only have a relationship with his father if he does come out. But I don't know what his parent and what his dad would think. I'd like to give him the benefit of the doubt and think that he'd be supportive. But for me, my family, I only talk to my mom. The rest of the family that has nothing to do with me, and that's just how it is. Edit 1. Just to clarify things regarding not showing interest. We did show interest in other things, but I don't know how to do that with this topic. I know that this is basic parenting. I know I'm an older man and should know that, but I'm failing at this, and I'm trying to get my wife to do so as well. Thanks for the ones giving advice and ways to help in the matter. Obviously, take interest in, clarify. So what? You don't. I have always loved to listen to what people are passionate about, whatever it is, whether I agree with what it is or not. I like to listen to people. It might be their religion. It may be, movies and things like that. And I listen to them talk about it. Why? Because it's what they're passionate about. I'm interested in that. Even if I'm not interested in actually what they are talking about. Maybe they're talking about Star Wars. I don't care about Star Wars. I don't care about Doctor Who or Lord of the Rings or anything like that. I don't care about those things, but I'll let someone talk about it. And the same way with faith. I don't have to be the same way with your beliefs, but I can listen to you talk about it and be excited and ask you questions and make you feel valued and seen. And that's what the most important thing is. Hey, let me just listen. That's all it takes is just listening to what he wants to tell you about the stories. You don't have to watch the animes. Just sit there and listen to him talk about them. If he's going to tell you what the characters are, let him tell you about the characters. And just sit there and listen. That's all it takes. That's all the effort it takes. Who cares if you like the stories or you're not interested in the matter? Just listen. That's all it takes. That's all it takes to show the interest. Edit number 2. According to a comment, the characters I described were Mitsuri. Okay, Mitsuri from Demon Slayer, which when he said it wasn't a very feminine character, it's very feminine. And he explains here. The second one was Big Mama from One Piece. Jacob said that he would wear a shirt to cover the cleavage in Mitsuri's outfit. Plus, he didn't like the shorter bottoms. He never liked them. It was like a given fact that he would pick a longer one, meaning the outfits would be appropriate. Like, he's even trying to get into your box, maybe your religious box. You know, I grew up in a religious home, and the girls all wear dresses and things like that, and they had to be past the knee. And so it sounds like he's trying to still fit in that box for you. Make sure that his outfit is modest for you. He's still, like, your son is still trying to be like, hey, I'm not trying to be inappropriate or anything like that. And so that's pretty amazing for him. Big Mama, it's just putting on probably like a kind of like a fat suit and some and a muumuu. So that wouldn't be much at all. Not the asshole, but your wife is. It's cosplay. She needs to grow up and get over her issues with gender norms. She's the ignorant one here. This isn't real life, it's pretend. Dudes play female characters in games all the time. Why would she not want him to cosplay his favorite character? Not listening to your kids talk about why he wants to play these characters, though. Asshole move for you both. Just listen to your kid, damn it. One day, he'll stop telling you random shit you don't care about, and you'll wish he did. OP responds, I agree, not listening isn't right. I need to listen before, but it didn't work. I get lost in the middle of the storytelling and give up on asking. I need to put more effort into this and try to get my wife to do the same. Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah. Like, yeah, your wife is an asshole for making it such a big deal, trying to put labels on him before he's even ready, whether there is labels or not. He just like doing cosplay, and that is okay. But listen to him and listen to why he likes these characters that he was trying to tell you. Listen to him. Yeah, you're both an asshole for not listening. I said that. The guy seems like he wants to listen and wants to be a good parent, but still, the best way you can do that is just to listen to your kid. Good on you to recognize this. Just remember how rare it is for a 15-year-old to want to include his parents in their lives and interests, and that one day it will no longer be the case. OP responds, yes, it is rare to see that from a teenager, and even though I lack interest, I find myself not wanting this to change about him. Not hiding things, trying to include, and I think he wrote this fast because he goes, not hiding things, trying to include, and she interests. I don't having hobbies, not causing serious trouble or problems. I am proud of that. So yeah, I mean, it's to me, it's not. It's not like, to me, it's not a big interest, a big deal. Why? Like, I don't understand why. We make it such a big, such a big deal. Like it's, who, who cares? Oh, okay. No more OP comments. So just checking to make sure there wasn't any more down there that I saw that I missed. But yes, I don't think I obviously you're not the asshole because you're trying to support your kid. I do think your wife is an asshole, but I do think that you're a little bit of an asshole for not actually listening to him. How can you support him? By listening to him. So listen to why he wants. Let him tell you the stories. Yeah, get lost. Yeah, you might get lost in the storytelling, but try to make sure you're peeking out those big pieces to ask stuff. Demon Slayer has so much going on. Say, figure out what other things. Well, what? Okay, maybe ask about what her sword is like. That's a big thing for Mitsuri. Her sword is one of a kind, and it's like a rope type sword, and it goes straight. It's really really cool. Maybe ask about her powers. You know, same thing with One Piece. Big Mama, you can ask about those things. What kind of powers does she have? What kind of what is maybe ask about One Piece? What is like One Piece? What is Demon Slayer? Ask those kind of questions. Just do the make yourself go and maybe research this. Maybe you're not interested, but research it because it's your freaking kid and he wants to include you. Yes, he's 15 years old. This kid could be out here doing whatever. You don't know. I mean, he could be doing drugs, he could be doing all kinds of stuff, but he's not. He's here trying to include you in his life. Let him be in your life. All right. AMA discussion point number one. And the first question for discussion point this week is, what do you think is the best starter anime and why? Everyone knows this topic. What is the best starter anime question? And has never really gotten a solid answer. Many people can agree upon, but I think I have one. Demon Slayer is easy yet memorable characters and simple plot that's easy to follow and enjoy. Good animation that everyone would enjoy. Amazing power concept and not too weird. I have an answer to this that many people might not like. I think the actual answer to this, there is actually one answer to this. And many people are going to be like, oh, well, what anime is that? No, the answer is, it depends. What starter anime? It depends on the person. Knowing the person and what they're like and what their interests are, that is what's going to be a good starter anime. Knowing, okay, what are they into? Okay, someone else, yeah, Demon Slayer is a good one, but maybe it's not for everyone. Someone may not like Demon Slayer. Maybe they're more into romance animes. Maybe they like romance. Well, there's definitely a lot of romance elements in a lot of different animes. There's definitely a ton of romance animes out there that are really, really good and really, really done well. So you can recommend those animes to get them into that romance anime thing. The only thing that frustrates me about romance animes is they usually do, most of the time you don't get more than one season. And that's what frustrates me. I do love romance animes, but that's what frustrates me a little bit about romance animes. But depending on the person, you got to know what their interests are. Maybe they like a little bit more gory. They're maybe more into horror. And that they would love anime like Tokyo Ghoul or Attack on Titan. Those would be good animes. Tokyo Ghoul would be really good for someone who likes that kind of stuff. Maybe those would be good, or Hell's Paradise. All those could be good, starter animes for someone that likes those kind of things. Maybe someone's more into like the adventure world and stuff like that, and maybe then Naruto or something like that would be a good starter anime. But yeah, those are a lot of there's a lot of episodes in those things. And if you ask my family, obviously, everybody that I consider my family, my brothers, that I know they're not blood, but they're my brothers. If you ask them, they have different starter animes. But when I started into anime, my baby brother told me that I should get into anime because of transgender characters. And so I researched. Didn't give me a recommendation, just said trans characters. And I researched trans characters. And one of the top trans characters was Alika Zoldyck from Hunter x Hunter. And so I watched Hunter x Hunter and I fell in love with Hunter x Hunter. So to me, it was a perfect starter anime. But that was for me, knowing myself. I like the build up and the adventure and just everything in that world was amazing to me. And I really still love Hunter x Hunter to this day. Baby brother started with Naruto. That was a perfect anime for him. Little brother, him and big brother both Dragon Ball. So, but he doesn't watch a lot of animes, my little brother, like me and my big brother do. But when he does, he'll like stuff like Demon Slayer, Tokyo Ghoul. These are the ones that he's interested in because they're what he likes. So to me, your starter anime, obviously people are going to have different answers down through here. I saw somebody say My Hero Academia, Death Note, all different, Cowboy Bebop, Bleach. There's so many different answers you could say, but to me, I think it's really knowing the person and what they like, and that's how you're going to get someone into anime. If you really want to get someone into anime, you have to know what they personally like, and say if they like horror, then you can recommend something horror, gory, in anime for them. If they like adventure or they like fantasy or war or whatever, there's so many different animes out there that could be very action filled. Maybe they like historical stuff, so they might like the Kingdom and stuff like that. So there's so many different animes out there, but I think that's the true answer, is that it depends on the person. That's my answer. Tell me what you think. What the best starter anime? Tell me if you agree with me or not. If you think that it depends on the person or not, or tell me if you think this anime is really the best starter anime. Discussion point number 2 is, what is the most healthy relationship you've ever seen in anime? This is a very tricky thing, and he says in his when he asks, all healthy relationships should have some sort of mutual respect, trust, honesty, support, fairness, good communication, respect for each other's separate identities. Well, most relationships in anime have some kind of unhealthy part to it, or maybe they started healthy, but then they got a little unhealthy. There's so many different ones. It's hard to say stuff about. It's easier to pick out unhealthy relationships. Healthy relationships, I think there is one that most people probably won't pick out. And being the Hunter x Hunter background, they're both crazy and they're both dangerous. But I think Hisoka and Illumi have a healthy relationship. Hisoka wants to fight or kill most everybody around him, but he has super respect for Illumi. They respect each other. They do things for each other. They are engaged. Most people don't know that. If you read the manga, they are engaged, and everything like that. But also, Hisoka already decided he if someone else can kill him, then that's good. But if not, the only person that's worthy to kill him is Illumi. And that's a big feat as well. For him being a warrior and a fighter, to say, you deserve to be the one to take my life. That's kind of a big thing. So I think, there might be some crazy parts about them just because of who they are. But I do think that their relationship is healthy. It's very healthy. They respect each other. They don't call each other anything. They respect each other. They have their own identities and everything like that, and they can confide in each other and tell things, and they obviously there's certain things that are off limits to him that he can't do. Like Hisoka was not allowed to do anything to Killua, Illumi's little brother, or any of his family, any of the Zoldyck family. He's not allowed to do anything to the Zoldyck family, and he already accepted that, and he wouldn't do that to anybody else except for Illumi. So I think that's a healthy relationship for the crazy people that they are. I think they do have a healthy relationship. But to me, the healthiest relationship in all of anime is in an anime called A Sign of Affection. It's about a deaf girl who falls in love with this guy. He likes to travel, but he took it upon himself to learn sign language, and he's there for her. But what's also super sweet about it is there's this childhood friend that has a crush on her and kind of missed his opportunity to be with her. And he takes they go out drinking, and he talks to him and makes it a point to be friends with him and say, hey, I know that you're into her, but I am never going to hurt her. And he said, well, if you do, I'm going to hurt you. He says, okay, I accept that. And they started kind of a friendship. And that's what I like. He went out of his way to make sure, like, this person is important to her. I'm going to bring them into my life too. And she does the same thing. People that are important to him, she brings them into her life and makes sure that they're seen. And I think that is so good. It's a really, really good anime. A Sign of Affection. If you haven't watched it, get out there, watch it. It is amazing. It is so cute, and it will definitely make you feel and fall in love with this couple. You cannot not fall in love with them. And what I hate so much about sometimes with romance animes, they do one season and they don't even get together. A Sign of Affection, they get together pretty early on, so it's definitely worth watching. If you haven't watched it, get out there and watch it. Tell me what you think about healthy relationships. Is there a relationship that you would think of? Maybe you think Hisoka and Illumi aren't in that list. I do think that it's the healthiest thing that they have in their lives. They're both killers, and they're both whatever. But I think for them, their relationship is one of the healthiest in anime. There's not a lot of healthy relationships that continue to stay healthy. Some of them change. Naruto and Hinata, the relationship kind of becomes a little unhealthy at the in later on because he's always busy. He's not making time for them like he should be. That kind of thing. There's always something there. But yes, I do think there's other healthier relationships. You can definitely pick out unhealthy relationships like Sakura and Sasuke. To me, they should have never been together. That's not what should have happened. But anyways, they're definitely easier to pick out unhealthy relationships than healthy relationships. And so tell me what you think. What anime has healthy relationships but then again, like there's going to be relationships that maybe have little hiccups that I would consider healthy. Like Kaneki and Toka, I think their relationship was pretty healthy. Yes, they had their fights and their spouts, and they were mad at each other because of choices that they made. But I think for the most part, their relationship was pretty healthy. So I think there's some out there that I think are pretty healthy. So tell me what you think. What is the most healthy relationship in all of anime? For me, I think the best relationship I've ever seen is A Sign of Affection. So if you haven't watched it, definitely go watch it. I think it's a good one. Get out there, see it. I think it's definitely worth watching. But I appreciate everybody for joining us today. I hope that you enjoyed this podcast, and I hope that you join us next time. We're always going to have these Am I the Asshole stories that are related to anime or K-pop or something that I can kind of relate to. I like picking out different interesting stories, and I like these ones this week. Obviously, cosplay was kind of the theme this week, and so I hope you join us next week when we have some really good. We'll definitely find some good Am I the Asshole. There's tons of Am I the Asshole stories. We'll definitely have Am I the Asshole stories, and we'll always have anime discussions all of it comes from Reddit, and so definitely find all these things here and all the threads there. You can go look for them, and they're definitely there. So I greatly appreciate everybody, and I hope that you join us next time right here on the Master Shinobi podcast. Thank you.